That works. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. I will start with the reading of the opening statement. Both adequate and electronic notice of this meeting pursuant to both the Open Public Meetings Act and Emergency Remote Meeting Protocol advised in Local Finance Notice 2020-21 has been given by the Director of Finance, Deputy Executive Director of the Evesham Municipal Utilities Authority on February 8th, 2024 in the following manner. Emailing written notice to the Burlington County Times and the Courier Post, posting written notice on the official Evesham EMUA website, filing written notice with the clerks of the Evesham with the clerks of Evesham and Medford. Written notice was posted at the authority's business address located at 100 Sharp Road, Marlton, New Jersey 08053 on February 8th, 2024. This statement shall be entered into the minutes of the meeting, and we can stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And then if I can have a roll call, please.
Mr. Wilmot,
Here.
Mr. Dross,
Here.
Mr. Kivnis,
Here.
Mr. Sweeney,
Here.
Mr. Schmidt,
Here.
Mr. Tenza,
Here.
Mr. Waters.
Here.
And can I have a motion for election of chairman?
So moved. Second. I'd like to nominate Mr. Edward Waters as chairperson. Second.
And any other nominations? And a motion for closing of nominations?
Aye.
And a second?
Second.
And the nominations are closed. Can I have a motion for the nomination of Ed Waters as chairman?
So moved. Second.
All right, and any other nominations? Oh, sorry, and roll call vote on Ed.
Mr. Kivnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Abstain. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for putting your confidence in me for another year. Can I have a motion to appoint a vice chairman?
I'd like to make a motion to appoint or nominate George Tenza as vice chairman.
Do we have a second? Any other nominations? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kivnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Abstain.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Can I have a motion to appoint a secretary of the board?
I nominate Michael Schmidt. Second.
Okay, any other nominations? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kivnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Abstain.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Can I have a motion to appoint an assistant secretary?
I nominate Louis Kipnis as assistant secretary.
Second.
Second. Any other nominations? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kivnis,
Abstain.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Can I have a motion to appoint another assistant secretary?
I'd like to nominate Richard Sweeney as assistant secretary.
Second.
Second. Any other nominations? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kivnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Abstain.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Meeting minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the January 8th, 2025 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, does anyone have any questions, comments, additions, or deletions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kivnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Members of the public, would anyone from the public wish to comment during the public comment period?
There is no one present.
Okay, seeing none, closing public comment section. Okay, let's go into our reorganization. Motion to readopt Robert's Rules of Order. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Motion that all rules and regulations heretofore made will continue for the following year unless changes are made. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Motion to approve official bank, WSFS Bank. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Resolution 2025-6, authorizing actions to be performed on behalf of the authority. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Resolution 2025-7, appointment of public agency compliance officer for 2025. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. And who is that officer? Is that Laura?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Resolution 2025-8, readoption of anti-harassment policy for the authority. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Resolution 2025-9, approval of board meeting dates and times for upcoming year in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions on this resolution? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Okay, the next ones we're going to do as a block. These are the professional appointments. Resolution 2025-10 through, let's see here. 2025-24. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. For the appointments of the professionals, they will go as follows. Our auditor, Bowman and Company. Auxiliary engineer, T&M Associates, Environmental Resolutions Incorporated, and CME Associates. Bond counsel, Malamut and Associates. Consulting engineer, Richard Alimo and Associates. Dental broker, Assured Partners. Environmental consultant, Buckhart and Horn. Financial advisor, Acacia Financial Group Incorporated. General counsel, Malamut and Associates. Geological engineer, Environmental Resolutions Incorporated. Labor counsel, Florio Perucci, Steinhardt, Capelli, and Tipton LLC. Occupational physician, Virtua Occupational Health. Risk management and insurance consultant, Hardenberg Insurance Group. And special counsel, Florio Perucci, Steinhardt, Capelli, and Tipton. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question. The
Sure.
limits on the contract for each one of these professionals, how's that determined? Is that based on historical expenses?
No, it's in the local public contract law, that professional contracts can only be a 1 year term.
Yeah.
The actual limit, I guess I didn't
mean-
explain myself.
as
Correctly.
far as the date. or-
No,
No,
the actual
money.
limit on the contract,
Monetary.
so each one of the contracts, it seems to have a different amount. Different not to exceed, and I'm just curious where that amount comes
That's
from.
based on what is in the budget or what projects we have. It's also based on what we think we will need in the coming year.
Okay. Okay, so
So
it's based
each
on.
one is analyzed and
Okay, thank you, Laura.
With a little historical data in the back.
I kind of assumed that when I was reading through each one, like, because because it made sense, like with our engineering
Mhm.
commitment. Much larger figure based on the activity that Alano has.
yes.
Here with the authority. Okay, thank you.
And we've used all of these before. If I kind of did a little bit of a check, they're all the existing ones, correct?
Yes.
I guess I have one more question too, on the rate, on the hourly rates for some of the professionals. Do we see an increase year over year overall? Like, I mean, what's your sense of that?
Yeah, sometimes they do stay flat, but usually there is an increase, but it's small. It's not a, a large increase. It seems to be a reasonable increase. each year.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye for all of them with the exception of 2025-23. I'd like to abstain.
I'm sorry, which one?
2025, 23.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters,
I'm going to vote in the affirmative for everyone except for number 21 and 24, Florio Perucci. I have an indirect conflict of interest with that firm. Okay, we're done. All right. All right, financial resolution 2025-25, payment of bills. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Second. All right, does anyone have any question on the bill list?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Sure, go ahead, Lou.
Page 8, the Endeavor fence. Clearly you all know why that's being replaced. You might not, we'll explain it later. Just want to know, is that an insurance, will that be turned over to insurance or is it within the deductible?
The deductible for the replacement gate, the rear Elmwood, there is a $1,000 deductible,
Okay.
but the rest should be covered by insurance.
Okay. And except the rear gate is new, that was not impacted by the event that we had, right?
The rear gate is the one that was impacted.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was the rear gate he went through.
Okay. All right. I thought it was
The
front.
other one, the front gates, that's the planned capital.
Okay, okay. I
The
figured
entrance
that-
gates are planned, the rear one was
Okay,
the insurance.
fair enough. The other question on page 17, the Hammer Hill escrow. Was that the situation with the developer that so that's now been settled or we had to?
It hasn't been settled to the fullest extent that we would like. Kelly's still managing one half of the agreement has been.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We're just waiting on the judge to issue an opinion on the litigation.
Okay,
and
still there,
it's
okay.
outside of our-
Okay, got it. That's when I last asked, that was the same answer Kelly did. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters,
Voting in the affirmative for every resolution or every item except for purchase order 35-01191 Florio Perucci. I have an indirect conflict of interest. Resolution 2025-20-26, refunds, credits, and cancellations. Can I have a motion, please?
I sent you a new agenda later this afternoon where we have added resolution 2025-29. Authorizing payment of bill, which was not included in the bill list for January.
Oh, okay. Do we have an explanation on that?
Yes, I do. This
Okay.
is for the contractor on the Elmwood Storage Building, NACOM. They had submitted their payment estimate request on time. There was some translation error from our construction manager. They asked for us to revise it while our construction manager was out sick, and it didn't get to the board in time, or to get to Laura in time to get it on the agenda. And we're asking that it be placed on the agenda so the contractor's not made to wait a full month for his payment.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Wayne? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye.
I
Okay,
don't
I'm sorry.
Want it to say,
We only have for the payment of bills.
we just have everything,
Yeah.
I don't have a,
I move that we accept 2025-29.
Sorry. The second, okay, please call the roll.
I just did, but.
You did, okay, so we're good.
Yes, we're good, thank you.
All right. All right, resolution 2025-26, refunds, credits, and cancellations. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Okay, does anyone have any questions on this list? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Penza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Executive Director's Report, Jeff?
This is resolution there.
Oh, I'm sorry, resolution 2025-27, award of contract in excess of $44,000 to Capola Services Incorporated in the amount of $5,172,000 for Woodstream wastewater treatment plant contract stabilization tank upgrades. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
So
Jeff?
if you recall, this is something you folks had it authorized us to advertise a few months back. This is a wave tech system, a nitrate removal system that is a regulatory requirement from the DEP. And we're lucky to have Jennifer Harris here representing ERI,
I came in case anyone had any questions.
our engineer who's taking care of this job. So if you folks have any questions for Jennifer, please have at it.
But you're here now.
I know. I did make it this time. I apologize for missing the presentation. It was a little miscommunication. I called Jeff the next morning. I was very apologatory that I missed the meeting, but I am here now in case anyone had any questions about the process going forward with this project.
Well, I have a question in, it's a pretty big amount. Did you have an estimate?
This is
before?
actually, our estimate was $5.6 million roughly, so this came in below our estimate.
Thank you.
No problem.
And any other competing ways that might have had different risks or capabilities that were less or more expensive?
No, so we did a full evaluation of all the different treatment methodologies that would help you meet the nitrate limit at Woodstream. And this was the most cost effective using the existing footprint of the plant without needing to expand it because there are a lot of space limitations there as it is. And this also, knock on wood, the goal is that this will allow us to, in the future, eliminate another treatment process at the plant to potentially be used in the future for future treatment limits that we are expecting to see at the plant for phosphorus. But so for right now, so if it all goes as planned, this would eliminate the need to use your biophores, the filters in the biophore building. We could eliminate that process and hopefully reutilize those for phosphorus filtration if possible when that limit hits.
So we might approach the limit or the limit?
No, we have not gotten a phosphorus limit in the permit for the plant yet. We are anticipating that it will eventually come in the next few years. But this system will allow us to potentially reutilize an existing building that you already have without needing to expand the plant more, hopefully for that limit when it comes.
Is the phosphorus regulatory limit changing?
We anticipate.
We anticipate that it will be.
So the nitrate limit is a regulatory requirement. We're already a year and change behind it. We have a stay already, the open stay with the state. We have guarantees that our nitrate limit is going to exceed what our expectations are. Therefore, we can remove some of our tertiary downstream treatment. We anticipate leaving that in place, but bypassing around it. Leaving that in place will allow us, because we do see, and we do anticipate that there's going to be phosphate limits. They're going to be imposed on all, because phosphate's really derivative off of all the runoff, basically fertilizers. And they're really looking at the streams now for that. And the only way to eliminate it is to come at the wastewater treatment plants, remove it. We believe the guarantees, which we do have in place, that we're gonna meet our nitrate limit, no problem. When we're hoping that as a secondary benefit of meeting that nitrate, we're gonna have to take our polishing system out of line, the tertiary system.
I see.
But we're gonna leave it there because we anticipate phosphate. So 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 10 years, if the state comes in and says we need to meet a certain phosphate limit, we're already halfway there with some of the mechanics in place. This is what what our plan is,
Yes.
That's great. So
because we do see it coming.
This investment mitigates that potential.
Yes, it eliminates a potential of having to build a whole new treatment system at an already well-constrained
Oh,
plant footprint line.
We're a leg up if it goes that way for us.
That's when we went to the conference, you took us to meet
Correct.
that,
Yes.
that company?
Yes, that's that company, yes.
Yeah, oh, that was, all right, great move.
So the companies that actually responded to the proposal,
Mhm.
with the gap in pricing,
Yes.
like, it was fairly significant.
It was significant. I did call Capola before I made the recommendation to award to make sure that there would be no surprises when we got into construction, that there was an error in their pricing. The two low bidders, while Capola was significantly lower than the second low bidder, I'm not worried about their pricing. I've worked with Capola at another company before. I called their references. They do good work. I think they can get it done for that price without any obscene extras, and we did put a contingency in the contract in case there's unforeseen conditions that we were not prepared for.
And what is the contingency, is it, there's a cap?
Yes,
or-
so their contract price was based on their price to do the work, and then I believe it was $75,000 that I added in there for unforeseen conditions
Okay,
for all of our bidders.
okay.
So really, if you take off $75,000 from everyone's prices, that's kind of what their base bid was. But because that was for all bidders, it's added into that final number that you saw.
Is the difference in pricing, basically manpower?
It most likely is manpower, because I can't control who sub bidders are or sub consultants are for them. Electrical, I think Capola's doing all their structural steel in-house, but they have an electrical sub consultant. So they negotiate those prices with their subcontractors.
So you chose the technology to remediate. It was
Yes.
just a service provider that was gonna install and maintain it. That this
Capola will be doing the installation.
installation.
Yes, there was I believe that we have either a 3 or 5 year maintenance period in that. So if anything happens with the installation, we can call Capola. They will come maintain it, but once that period ends, it's on the authority to maintain, but the authority will get training by the vendor to come in and show them how to use and operate all the equipment.
But the manufacturer of the technology solution, that was spec'd in.
Correct, yes.
Got it, okay.
So everyone was required, I was very upfront with them all when I had to walk through the plant. I was like, I expect you to only give me this equipment. I will not accept anything else. If you're gonna try to give me something else, that you're not gonna.
Doesn't meet spec.
Yeah, it's not gonna meet the
We
spec.
have some really, really great guarantees with this project.
Yeah.
Guarantees I haven't seen, quite frankly, in a real long time,
That's from the equipment supplier.
from the manufacturer of the process.
Mhm.
That their guarantees that it's
That's
going
great.
to work.
Okay,
Plus, they're giving us seasonal guarantees, so we get to operate it through a couple seasons to make sure that it's working all seasons.
well, that's great.
I just have
Okay, any other questions?
there's one last question, Ed, and this is for Laura. Yeah, you're done.
Totally fine.
The funding for this, like, how are we funding this project again?
It'll be through the general fund,
Through the
so this will be a cash process.
They will.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kipnis,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Senza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Okay. Jeff, your report?
All right, so we have no violations for the month of January. However, we did have 6 water main breaks, 5 of which we've repaired in-house. One we had to send out to our emergency contractor. And the only reason we had to do that is because we were already involved with one ourselves. So we didn't have the manpower to do two at one time. We had 3 discolored water complaints throughout the community. We just flushed their service lines and everything seemed to be okay. We also take, as always, we take precautionary in-house sampling. They passed the sampling, everything's in compliance. We had a couple odor in the water. And again, these generally come back to housekeeping, dirty aerators out of their faucet sinks or their hot water side of things. So we just advised to flush, and one of these particular homes had a whole house filter system that they need to change their filters in that system. So that's my report for that. This month we'll be assisting the Board of Education to do lead sampling, about 395 samples that our lab will be helping them. We collect the bottles for them, we get the bottles for them, we send them out to the lab and we get the results back for them. Pretty much all that I have, other than the fact that coming up in March, we have a March 11th and 12th, we have AEA's Utility Management Conference again in Atlantic City. I'll have Christine send everybody out an invite, those who would like to attend. Obviously, AEA's, you folks all really would like to attend, and it's pretty well knowledgeable and keeps us on the knowledge of what's going on and the trends in this industry.
Which
So,
conference?
AEA.
Yeah. What about the AWWA? That's March 1st.
Well, I don't have anything on that yet,
Okay.
but generally commissioners don't go to that one. Unless we haven't sent a commissioner that one in quite some time.
Okay,
That's all.
thank you, Jeff. Anybody have any questions for Jeff before we move on? Saying none, Wayne, you're up. Engineers report.
Okay. Nothing new on South Side Water Storage Tank.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Route 70 water main, the contractor's trying to line up his road safety subcontractor. And once he does, he'll get us a schedule for getting those connections made. Nothing new on the Route 70 sewer main. The Elmwood Storage Building is moving along, and we have a resolution. It's moving along on schedule rather, and we have a resolution.
Okay, resolution 2025-28. Approval of change order number 1 in the amount of $43,971.22 to NACOM Companies Incorporated for Elmwood Storage Building. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Wayne?
This change order is for the installation of a shelving system that the authority would like added to the project. That was not anticipated during design.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Wayne?
A shelving system?
Yes, this is.
I can take it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So this is actually proposed by me and our folks over at the plant. It's a fit out. So we want to fit the building out with all the proper racking, all the weights that, and the loads and stuff that we're going to put on these racks. We want to make sure it's completely in compliance with code and structural enforcement and seismic, things like that. So we planned on doing this after the project, but the cost will probably be much more absorbent going outside the scope of the project after the project, because now we bring in different vendors, different quotes. It's just a bigger project that would have taken us longer. So we had talked about it through our bi-weekly construction meetings, like what's the best thing? And I just felt that, this is probably the best thing for the authority and the ratepayer, saves a little bit of money, gets it in time. These folks are already here mobilized. They can get the product for us. They're doing all the permitting back through the town to make sure the seismics, everything's going to be inspected. I didn't anticipate all that in the beginning, and as the project's going along, we're like, okay, we're just not going to fill things, and everyone can be organized and right, because that was the whole purpose of this, to be organized, to have everything in one place. So this particular company drew us up the design, and I had asked them, could they do the fit out, and they said, yeah, they actually do that stuff too. So they did the design, gave us a price, and we thought that's the best thing for us. And on another note of that, there is some contingency built into this project, the same as Jennifer had just spoken about. And there are some monies left over from that contingency. I believe there was about 40,000 in contingencies, and it's just been slowly being chipped away with some change orders. Right now, I think the total is between 16 and 20,000, but that project's not done. So this 42,000 could be offset what's left over from the contingencies, essentially, being 10,000 or more less than that 42. But it's really to fit out that, that's kind of like going into Costco. We want to make sure that we have the proper racking system for the things that we're going to put in there.
Any other questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Fitness,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye.
Well 6 redrill, we're trying to get Schulte to get back out there to reinstall the pump that's been replaced. I'll have more on that scheduling soon. Elmwood UV disinfection, we expect the contractor to move on site in about a month to 6 weeks. Heritage Village Phase 3 is on hold for the remainder of the winter. When the weather permits, the contractor will be back out there to make one more service connection and do some more road restoration and concrete restoration. And the same goes for the Cardinal Court, Sweet Gum Court, Cottonwood Drive water main replacement. Contractor will come back as weather permits. Sinelli Farm lift stations, we have now submitted the plans, specifications, and applications for the treatment works approval to DEP. And once we anticipate that they will approve that permit, we'll go out to bid. SCADA upgrades progressed. They're about, I'd say 95% complete with transferring everything over to the new SCADA system. Hopefully by next month, they will have this finished. And we have just begun work on the generator replacement at the Elmwood wastewater treatment plant.
Okay. And I see we have a motion to approve a proposal from Richard A. Alimo Associates in the amount of $261,085 for survey, design, bidding, construction, observation, and administration for Kings Grant wastewater main replacement. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Wayne?
Yeah, just one small correction. That's a water main replacement. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Water main replacement.
part of your capital improvement program for this year, and also satisfies the DEP requirement, or helps satisfy a DEP requirement to replace a certain portion of your water mains each year. And this is Kings Grant Drive from Taunton Road up to Pine View Court.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Wayne?
Yeah, you know me, Wayne, on this, I go off percentages. I don't like to see more than 15%. It's just a little bit high of the overall estimate of the work, so.
Okay, with our experience with contractors, if we have a good contractor, we will come in way under that budget. But if we have a contractor that we have to provide a lot of construction management on, then it would be closer to the budget. But I don't anticipate that we'll have a bad contractor. Just
Fair enough.
that in there.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Fitness,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Motion to approve S3W3 for More Bagels, 65 Route 70 East, Unit 1 and 1A, Plaza 70. Can I have a motion, please?
So second.
Wayne?
This is in the shopping center with Produce Junction. They're moving the existing bagel store into a larger space.
Business must be good. That's good to hear. Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Fitness,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mr. Tenza.
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Motion to approve S3W3 for Anish Hospitality Marlton, Capriati's at the View at Marlton, 1041 Route 73 North. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And this is
Wayne?
one restaurant replacing another restaurant at Route 73 South by where AAA is.
That's the old, what is it?
Bistro Marina.
Yeah.
Bistro Marino, yeah, the Marino. Anyone have any questions for Wayne? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Fitness,
Aye.
Mr. Sweeney,
Aye.
Mr. Schmidt.
Aye.
Mr. Tenza,
Aye.
Mr. Waters.
Aye. Any additional yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
I did miss the year-end review ahead. If you want to touch on that this meeting, we can do it in March. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, why don't we have Wayne finish his report and then you can go ahead and give the year-end review. Wayne, do you have anything else? Anyone have any questions for Wayne?
Questions?
Okay, Jeff.
Can you guys, everyone can see?
Yes.
So the 2024 year in review and the 25 look ahead. This is a shorter one, but 2024 we've had no violations. Some of the projects we've done: Cardinal, Cottonwood, Sweet Gum, water main replacement, Heritage Village Phase 3, water main replacement. Water facility alarm systems were upgraded. The Elmwood storage building's just about done. The Wood Stream Headworks project, that's about to go out to bid. The TWA was just approved for that. Route 70 water main, that's just 2 connections and we should be done with that. The Elmwood skate upgrades, as Wayne had said, is just about coming to completion. It's in process, but these all started in 2024. Well 9 redevelopment, that was completed. We've hired 7 new employees, and 2 of these new employees were Cherokee graduates. One's fresh right out of high school from summer help to full-time with us. We met the Cyber JIF security tier 1 security requirements. We completed PIOS inspections for Elmwood. We onboarded 8 additional enterprise vehicles into our fleet. We participated or donated water to the township in events such as National Night Out, 4th of July, Marlton Day, Holiday Lighting Parade, Fallen Hero Softball Tournament, Relay for Life, career days and through all the schools. For the water we used from our own sources, we used 953 million gallons. We purchased 487 million. We left about 175 million in the ground, meaning we didn't use our allocation. We flushed 3,322 hydrants for a total of 35.5 million gallons. On our wastewater treatment plant, the Elmwood facility processed about 727 million gallons. Woodstream processed about 365 million. Kings Grant about 150 million. And our beneficial reuse, this is the amount of water that we send to Indian Springs so they can irrigate the golf course. We sent 21 million gallons to those folks. Looking ahead, Kings Grant Drive, well 5 redevelopment, well 8 redevelopment, Uslands Farm, looking to get that force main out of there and stop some of the breaks we've had out of there. Also something that is not in here, we'd like to maybe change that water main. I know Jimmy would like to have us talk about that. Pine Grove Lift Station rehabilitation. Also looking to do the Lynx Golf Course Lift Station rehabilitation. The Headworks project for Woodstream should be shoveling the ground sometime this spring to the summertime. The Woodstream Waitex, we just talked about that with Jennifer. That should be, they're going to start trying to get materials now. Elmwood UV, that should be onboarded hopefully by the end of this year. Elmwood generator upgrades, hopefully that's in conjunction with the UV. We can hopefully get that in place as well. The lead service line inventory continues to progress. I mean, we have a little over 18,000 connections that we need to identify. An internship, this is something that we're looking to do because we've been doing career days with the school. a lot of the counselors have reached out to us about any internship. Now, obviously, we can't put them out in the field, but we're thinking more in the lab and some administrative stuff to help out. We're exploring making drive water tank rehabilitation. Actually, the exploration is over. We're hoping to have this started in the fall. The inside, the wet side should be done in the fall, and through the winter, we'll wrap and surround it with like a tarp to get the outside winter painting done. Continued I&I, that's infrastructure upgrades throughout the town, making sure, you know, we don't have too many leaks out there coming into our sewer system. Water tank storage inspections. According to the DEP, we have to have these inspected within every 5 years, inside, outside, every year is outside. There's appropriate forms and all that, but we got to make sure we get back on top of that. Arc flash study, we still have King's Grant left to do. We replaced the entrance gates at the Elmwood facility. We still have a screw pump to rebuild at Elmwood. And we're also looking to replace the waste pumps that are downstairs in our basement. Is really one of the heartbeats of our Elmwood wastewater treatment plant. And that's just to mention some of the things that we know we have to get done this year, or at least get started this year, let alone everything that pops up in between. We continue professional development, training, incentives for our employees. We continue to collaborate with the township on water main replacement projects. In other words, we're meeting with the powers to be in the town. What roads do they plan on in the next few years? What do they want to pave so we can get in there first? And this will be our test study, the Kings Grant Drive line. We're hoping to be in there and replace that main, and then them folks come in there shortly after and do the overlaying with the paving. Continue to work with Explored Shared Services, things that, you know, like we're currently working with them to get their new employees CDL trained. Continue meeting the ever revolving regulatory and both regulatory requirements federally and state, as we've discussed. We're talking about the nitrates and the phosphates. These are things that, you know, at the state level, they're really talking to continue to enhance. And a lot of these detections that they're looking for, they don't even have methods to detect that level. So it's really scary. I mean, thankfully, the EMUA, we're in a good position net-wise financially. But I often think about the smaller communities, how they can really start to absorb some of the things and concepts they're coming up with. Like, just one thing that we know for a fact is WQA with water main replacement. There's towns that are broke. How do you tell us to replace 8,000 feet of main a year? It's a big undertaking expense. So that's the biggest thing, meeting both federal and state requirements to continue to pop up on a regular basis. So these are some of the pictures. This is the Woodstream facility. So we'll be doing the wave techs, the nitrate removal will be going in these trains here. This is number 1 plant. This is number 2 plant. They'll be putting them trains inside them plants right there. And this is the headworks here. That'll come up in another picture. We're going to get rid of this. The headworks is what we call where everything flows through it first. That's where it first comes in our facility. And that's where we remove all our organic materials, grit, rags, cell phones, you name it. Anything that's not biodegradable is supposed to be stopped there. And this is that piece of equipment that is really so big and enormous, and there's less than 10% that actually operate right now. And that's on the wing and prairie. So that's one of the reasons we have to replace that. That's really crucial to keeping these plants from being overburdened with inorganic material. This is the wave tech system. The mesh thing is actually the wave thing that creates the biomass. And the structures on the right is what they're going to be manufacturing and mounting them inside them tanks. And that's the these are all the wave tech units we're putting in both of the treatment facilities. This is the headworks. As I said, maybe 10% of that actually works. It's more of a flow through system right now. This is what we're changing it to. This is a flow through design. Everything will be tracked through this thing, macerated, and then and then sent into dumpsters, as the other one sort of supposed to do. And then it'll go through a whole, another system to remove all the inorganics and grit and then the smaller stuff. And this will be a pretty big footprint as well. This is future technology that's proven. That's the other part of that system. So everything will flow through them, that like a little funnel, so to speak, and settle out on the bottom and be pumped out and discharged all the way up on the left into dumpsters. And this is the UV system. So the UV system is also a regulatory requirement. And so we have to get rid of disinfection byproducts out of the waste, out of our waste stream, which goes into the Rancocas Creek. We're not allowed to have any more disinfection byproducts, which is byproducts that we use that come off the bleach and chlorine that we do to ensure that the bacteria is gone. So we're installing this UV system, and that's our big endeavor for our Elmwood plant. That's a big major thing.
Does that reduce the need for chlorine?
We are not allowed to have.
Not
chlorine.
allowed.
eliminates.
We gotta
And you
eliminate.
can't use
Can't use
chlorine.
it at all.
Yeah,
Ergo, no more DBPs from the byproduct of chlorine use.
correct.
Wow. Did
Yeah,
not realize that's what was driving.
yeah, this is regulatory. It's not a wish list. In fact, pretty much the only wish list that we have going on is the building. That was kind of a wish list for us, but it's a good wish list. So the tanks, these are some of our tanks here, the Plymouth Drive on the left, the Merchants Way Tower in the center, and that is our underground tank on Westcott for well. And these are tanks that need to get inspected, and they're supposed to be interior inspected every 5 years. And that's a regulatory requirement. And there's a Lincoln Tower. As I said, this will be started probably in the fall. The wet inside, and then the outside will be done through the winter. This is some of the water main breaks and things we do. This is a lead surface replacement. So we've identified the lead line, which is on the right. This is how we identified it on the left. That's what we removed. We replace it with, the plastic or the copper, whatever we have on hand at the time. That's part of our lead surface inventory. When we come across it, we're supposed to replace it.
That's all good.
So any questions on your end and your head?
Do we know which of the projects are intending to bond and which are not out of that list already?
So right now, the only thing that we're going to go out and bond is the tower painting. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Well, actually, we're going through the eye bank for that. To see what kind of the eye banks are. The other projects are coming out of our general fund right now.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it was the first slide or second slide, how many millions of gallons? How's that compared to 2023?
So I didn't look at the waste side, the water side, we're just a little bit less on the water, what we pulled out of our aquifer. Just like hundreds of thousands of gallons, not much.
We were less.
We're less this year than we were last year.
Yeah, it sounds, I was gonna say probably the other way.
Yeah, but yeah.
Drought.
Because,
Yeah, because it's
Well,
so
in a wet spring, we did a dry fall.
You know, am I correct with that, Chris, that number? I literally, at 3:45, I was talking to Caitlin about it, because we got to do we have to do a drought report for DRBCA. And I'm thinking, yeah, DRBCA. Del River Basin Commission. So I was just talking to Caitlin about that today. Yeah, so it's a little bit less this year than it was last year.
Nice, good.
But we've had a lot more water main breaks this year. Not a whole lot, but a lot more than we'd like to have seen.
How many?
34. No, we're about 4. I think we were like 20. No, we're 6 more.
6 more?
6 more water main breaks than we had last year.
But that's still under the what?
We're under the national actually, Chris can touch on it. He's very well versed on that. with
Breaks per
EMUA.
100 miles?
Yeah, they're like somewhere 21 to 27 breaks per 100 miles is the average national.
180 miles?
We have about 200,
200
over
miles.
200 miles,
Okay.
and we had 34 this year. Now, the AWWA and a couple other organizations actually say 15 brakes per 100 miles is the optimal. Is an optimally water distribution system,
Mhm.
and that's like exactly where
we're at.
Where we're at.
What was that?
This year would be the only year that we're above that, like 2 or 3. Otherwise, we're always below even the
220.
optimal.
You're close, yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of it just has to do with the the idea isn't to like necessarily reduce brakes, it's to slow the increase of the amount of brakes. And it's just, I think we have a lot of mains that are a similar age and they're all maturing at the same time.
Chris actually does really, I'm trying to say, where do we attack next? It's tough when we look at where our brakes consistencies are to kind of say, right here, and we do it here, and it's like, oh, pops up over here. Like darn if you do, darn if you don't.
Was there much more when had flushing? The hydrant flushing?
Not necessarily, but the hydrant flushing happens, when it's starting to get colder anyway, so. I mean, we always see it in the winter months, but otherwise you would know more. Do you feel?
Yeah, I
like
mean,
seasonally,
the problem,
besides the
really
super
problem
cold?
is, with the marl clay in the ground, it's very acidic and it attacks the pipe and, over on Goldenrod in Village Greens and stuff, it's relatively newer, but pipe is just beat up.
Any specific areas that increased in developments?
Well,
Like when we had
Heritage was pretty
Heritage
bad,
was-
because it
I
had
was looking
the
at from the
transite
equipment.
pipe. So I mean, that was getting bad, depending on firefighting and stuff, if they draw too fast or too slow, or they shut it off
We've
too
seen
fast.
some groups in newer developments that we wouldn't look to replace anyway. So that's something. to
Greens
keep an
right
eye
now,
on.
it's like, why are we having brakes
Yeah,
there?
I mean, the pipe is really pitted, it's crazy.
But
It's a fairly new community and it's really the marl, it's the clay that's attacking the pipe.
You got holes in the pipe, the size of your fist, I mean, it's just pretty intense.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, any final questions for Jeff?
So I think Woodstream would be an area we'd love to get in and start a couple phases of. Cambridge Park would be a good area. But right now, the township is doing a lot of new stuff with their road conditions analysis, so I'm trying to stay real in touch with them about that and really, not only attack where we have the most breaks, but work with them to just attack the best areas in all the, that touches all those metrics. Where the roads need to also be replaced and the breaks are happening.
Yeah, that's hard to coordinate.
Very.
Yeah. Jeff, on that, we're doing a good job with that working. Thank you very much. Yeah. We're out on Hopewell, where I guess PSE&G or South Jersey Gas did not coordinate with the township, because the township paved that whole area on Hopewell, and they came and busted everything out.
Yeah, right on through.
It is really challenging though. Every
No, you're doing a good
organization
job
has
on
a
it.
different timeline and reason to attack a certain area and number of, areas they want to do. I mean, just off the top of my head, not to go on and on, but just from the very, very basics of it, the township doesn't pave entire neighborhoods, right? We would like to replace mains in larger areas. Township sometimes does it. 1 or 2 roads in this neighborhood. So even just on its best day, it's kind of a tough thing to line up.
Maybe you can help. You're a municipal auditor.
A little bit in the past. Just for a little bit.
All right, any final questions for Jeff? Okay, thanks, Jeff. Council's report.
We already touched on Haverhill. That was the primary update I wanted to give everyone. Is everyone up to date on the Haverhill issue and where we are in the litigation? Are there specific questions or just kind of like an overview? There was an issue with a performance bond in the Haverhill neighborhood. We're still holding it because the developer hadn't executed easements in favor of the EMUA, and we have one easement executed in our favor. I think it was on Monday. We got it officially filed in the clerk's office. So half of the battle has been won, but we're waiting on a judge's opinion on the developer's order to show cause that was argued back near Thanksgiving, and getting a taking a couple months to get an opinion is not out of the realm of normalcy. But once we get that opinion on whether or not we either have to give back the money or they have to give us the easement, depending on, the outcome of that decision, we'll reassess, once we have more information from the judge. If there are any questions, I work really closely with Kelly on the EMUA, so if you do have questions, if I can't answer them, I'll bring them back to Kelly.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you very much. All right, public comment. Is anyone from the public in the room?
No.
Seeing no one, I'm going to close public comment. Board comments. Byron, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, congratulations to the whole MUA for all those projects they did during the year. That was fantastic. Congratulations to Lou for becoming a full commissioner. Welcome to Mr. Andrew Wilmot. I want to just throw maybe another thing in. I think we should be going to the AWWA in New Jersey. It's local. It is probably 10 times wider in scope than AEA. And it might be a good time to get Mr. Wilmot acclimated to the water market. I would be happy to accompany him and introduce him to key leaders, as I've been in that industry for about 10 years.
Conference is fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't get off from work.
Can't get off from work.
Well, I think we should have a presence.
Thank you, Byron. Andrew.
I'm up.
That's it.
Thank you,
You're up.
Zach. It's great to see everybody seems so committed, asking questions, seems like a competent team. I look forward to helping you guys, raising the bar and keeping a great MUA. So thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Rich, you want to go next?
I want to congratulate Andrew and Lou on their appointments. Ed, you as the chairman, once again, all the professionals. And I think Jeff did a really good job on that change order for NACOM. Is that the name of it? They're there. They should be doing the work. And I believe what you did save the authority money, Jeff, by doing what you did.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rich. Lou?
Yeah, thank you to the mayor and council for my appointment, and welcome Andrew. Taking my old slot. And I'd like to congratulate the whole team. I know I sent a message out to Jeff because one of those 6 water main breaks was in my neighborhood. Not in the neighborhood, but the main that feeds the neighborhood on the Newsom farm. It was on really pretty quickly, and it was during that really bad cold weather that we had that week. So I'm sure that didn't make it any easier on the team that was out there making the repairs. Again, thank you to all our professionals that we rehired this year. I'm looking forward to working with you folks again. That would be great. And congratulations on the team we have, both the commissioners here and the professionals that work inside the building. Good job. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Lou. Mike?
So many comments that have been said already. I agree with Laura. I want to congratulate Lou on his full appointment. Andrew, welcome. Congratulations. We are pretty confident here. We do really care about what we do here. The team that you see here, the leadership of the MUA, the professionals are top notch. And I think you'll find you'll enjoy this experience. Learn a lot about how we deliver water and take care of the water here for our residents. So congratulations to all professionals and the reappointments. Ed, congratulations as your appointment as chairman.
Thank you. Thank you.
With you and everyone in this room. Thanks.
Well, thanks, Mike. George?
I'd like to echo also, Andrew, welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Lou, on your reappointment and full timer. You do good work. Ed, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep up the good work. The other things I like to bring up is it's awesome working with the Board of Education and water testing in all the schools. That's fantastic. Also, I'd like to thank our board members, staff, the management, operating group, professionals, had 2 water breaks on my development and the cold nights, and they did really well. Jeff, very good on that presentation that you gave for 2024 and 2025 outlook. With that, have a good year, everyone. I'd like to see you working with you again, and thank you.
Thanks, George. I'd like to start out by thanking Mayor and Council for reappointing me to another term on the board. Looking forward to working with all of you again. I want to welcome to the board Andrew and Lou. Welcome as a full member now. Looking forward to working with both of you in your roles. Thank you to the members of the board for putting their confidence in me for another term as chairman. I appreciate it. Again, I enjoy working with all of you. Congratulations to all of our professionals who were reappointed. Looking forward to working with all you folks again. You do an awesome job, and we're happy to have you back. And to our management staff, you guys doing a great job. Thank you for keeping me honest. Chris, thank you. Always as someone who makes sure that I look good, even though I struggle here. And thank you to all of our workers, everybody who works for the MUA. We appreciate everything you do. You are appreciated, and you help to make us the best authority in the state of New Jersey. With that, our next meeting is on March 5th, 2025. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.